Welcome back to the CryptoFather channel. Today is the 13th of June. No proper plan, nothing set out. I'm going to be talking about Ethereum and then a bunch of other articles. Ethereum is, well, it was doing something good. It was doing well. And now everything's gone down the crapper again because the markets have retraced. Everything's in the red today. So I'll be talking a little bit about Ethereum. There's some prediction. Somebody's talking about $19,000 Ethereum. Now, wouldn't that be sweet? So let's have a look at that and a bunch of other things, of course. But first things first, as we always do on this channel, for the most part, we'll have a look at the markets and then the Bitcoin charts. Do remember to smash the like straight off the go. If you're watching this video, though, hit that like button. It's free. Subscribe to the channel. That's also free. Support the channel for Beats' sake, because a lot of people come in and they just Scooby-Doo around and don't do the simple things to support the channel. If you're already consuming the content, then do me a favor and just do those two things: like, subscribe. No skin off your back. Anyway, $3.4 trillion in trading volume, or rather in market cap. We've lost about close to $200 billion in market cap. Bitcoin still stands at 61% dominance and Ethereum at 9.26. So these two things have not changed. Why is the price dumping? Something else must be going on. $122 billion in trading volume. Lambo apparently is the name of a token that's trending. What? Bitcoin at $106,000. Nice dump from 109 or 111 almost we were at. Again, Ethereum managed to crawl back, manages to stay above 2,600, so that's good. We'll see if it does stay above that price level or if it will retrace back to 2,500. Solana back down to 152. All the gains that we saw over the past 7 days have pretty much been wiped out over the past 24 hours. Same thing for Cardano, 5.9 plus on 7 days, 6.5 minus on the 24 hour. And so it goes for Litecoin, which was close to $100, my goodness. But now it's back down to $86. Polkadot below $4 again. Picoin keeps sliding on the list. It's down to 67th position. Quick look at Meowcoin. Meowcoin's got a nice 11% dump on 24 hours. Maintains a market cap of $500,000. So what's happening with Ethereum? Well, Ethereum ETFs just beat Bitcoin's inflows. Here's why it matters. Of course, it matters because more ETFs, there is more money flowing into the market, particularly the Ethereum market. 18 consecutive days of inflow signaling rising institutional confidence. ETH outpaces Bitcoin by nearly 50% since April, hinting at a potential alt season. Potential only because the markets are down. Oh, let's have a look at Bitcoin charts. I forgot to look at that. So this is Bitcoin right now. CryptoFather has released a video saying that we've had a triple top 1, 2, 3. I'm not sure if this is a valid triple top since it's been invalidated over here, basically with this dump. So this would have been like a double top and then another one. But we are seeing a retracement here. So Bitcoin was struggling with this resistance here at 110,000, 109,000 rather, the all-time high, which was secured. Where the heck is it? That's not even the all-time high. Yeah, over here, this was the all-time high. So what is this blue line? I'm not sure. Something. Okay. No idea what that is. But anyway, it's a support. Okay, this is, I guess, a top right here. I should probably move that. All right, adjust it. So Bitcoin hasn't broken. It broke above that line, but it didn't maintain the stance here above the resistance, and it broke back down below the resistance. So the next stop we've got at $104,000. If it does not maintain the present position of where it's at right now, and right now it's at $106,000, the next support line is at $104,000 on my charts here. So we could see Bitcoin retrace all the way down there. On the weekly, we're still on a green candle. So on a weekly, I mean, we're still on the green. We've had the 7 consecutive green candles, 1 red week, and then 2 green weeks, essentially, despite the fact that Bitcoin dumped last week, June, the previous week of June, it dumped all the way to 100K. We recovered, it very nicely and then formed another green candle, pumped all the way up to 111,000. And right now we're sitting at 106,000, but it is a green week. So, I mean, this is essentially the ninth, well, I mean, minus the red one here, it would be a ninth, 10th, 7th, 8th, 9th consecutive green week for Bitcoin. So that's pretty sweet. Nothing to complain. Things are looking different, obviously, on the daily because we're looking at the red candles. But overall, on the weekly, Bitcoin is still in an uptrend. So, you know, nothing to fret about, I guess. Ethereum are capturing renewed investor attention in the US, with spot Ethereum exchange traded funds witnessing a substantial 240 million in net flows on the 11th of June. ETH-A, which attracted $163 million in new capital, pushing its total holdings to 1.5 million ETH. BlackRock, it's always had its fingers in everything. That was always the concern with BlackRock, that they're in everything and they're taking over the financial world. And now they're taking over the crypto world. I mean, they will be holders of the largest Bitcoin shares and, of course, Ethereum right now, probably because even MicroStrategy is not focusing on Ethereum at all. Michael Saylor is just pushing for Bitcoin, which probably will be outperformed by BlackRock sooner or later. Ethereum appears to be gaining upper hand over Bitcoin in the eyes of institutional investors, with ETH ETFs consistently attracting strong inflows, most likely because a lot of institutional investors see Bitcoin as being at a top. Obviously, the investment and the returns on Bitcoin will be a lot lower than those on Ethereum if Ethereum does decide to make a move finally. So I would assume that institutional investors are a lot more interested in the potential massive returns on Ethereum than they are on Bitcoin, because it just, even price-wise, it looks a lot more inviting to buy Ethereum for $2,500 and get a bunch of Ethereums rather than buying one Bitcoin at $100,000. The ETH Bitcoin pair has seen a strong breakout, signaling growing bullish sentiment and encouraging capital flow into Ethereum linked assets. Even recently, spot Ethereum ETFs attracted 11.26 million in inflows on June 5th, in sharp contrast to the 278 million outflows from Bitcoin ETFs. Apparently, the most recent Ethereum upgrade, Pectra, rolled out earlier this year, has significantly improved scalability and efficiency, reinforcing its appeal to developers and institutions alike. Therefore, as Bitcoin continues to dominate headlines, analysts suggest that Ethereum is benefiting from a spillover institutional interest, with investors increasingly diversifying into ETH as Bitcoin positions grow saturated. This is because despite the modest price dip to 2,753, Ethereum's momentum, driven by regulatory clarity, innovation, infrastructure upgrades, suggests growing confidence in its long-term potential. And that's why a lot of money is going into Ethereum right now. Crypto analyst Kev believes that Ethereum price is about to remind everyone why it leads altcoin season, warning that we haven't seen what Ethereum is capable of doing in this cycle. Let's have a quick look at the Ethereum charts. Ethereum has had a nice massive god candle that went from 1800 in May all the way to 2500 in that same month. Right now on the daily, Ethereum is bouncing between this channel here, with a resistance at 2,760 and a support at $2,400. And so we need to see Ethereum break above or out of this channel, above this resistance, and then we could see a push for Ethereum. But for now, all the MAs are lining up. You got the 50 MA curling up nicely, very sharply upwards, and the 100 MA is also making its turn, and as well as the 20 MA. All of these are trading below the 200 MA right now, but just to keep in mind that Ethereum is now above the 200 MA, which is a good thing, and hopefully it'll remain there, and we'll see all the other MAs push above this, and this ribbon is going to flip itself on its nose, and we'll be back into bull run territory as we should be. Kev says that ETH extends beyond historical patterns into technical momentum, with indicators flashing signals never seen before. That's on the monthly. We've never seen these before. Never. Ever. So what could go wrong? In any case, he believes this is untapped upside with the 2017-2020 bull cycles. Looking at the Ethereum price chart, momentum does appear to be building towards a breakout with a huge symmetrical triangle forming since 2020 bull market high now coming into focus. Right here is the bull triangle. It will still take some time for it to actually solidify. I mean, we still have a peak to get to, so that will take a few more months, I would imagine. Who knows if it's going to happen now or in 2029. Confirmed breakout above this level could set the stage for a powerful continuation towards the 1.618 Fibonacci extension target at $7,335, a potential 165 gain from current prices. So this is our prediction from Kev, going at the $7,000 price tag for Ethereum. Another crypto expert puts Ethereum price at $19,500 with head and shoulders. So Gert van Leggen posted this capture. ETH 2 weeks, maybe close to 20k than most anticipate. Strong head and shoulder bottom setting up with a projected target of 19.5. Don't rule out the 1.5 year descending broadening wedge either. So this is the setup that he foresees, and the projection is over here all the way to 20k. However, this projection of 19,000 is based on technical symmetry of the inverse head and shoulders patterns rather than the fundamental shifts in Ethereum. Additionally, there is no clear timeline for this target. Based on a multi-year nature of the inverse head and shoulder patterns, the price target may also take up to 4 years to materialize. And I've been saying that I think we're going to see the massive gains in the next bull run in 2029. This is the time to set yourself up and exit this bull run. My goal is personal, to exit this bull run with some profits and huddle them until the bottom of the next bear market, and then looking forward to the next bull run in 2029, which I think will be significantly higher. Because over the next bear market, we will see, I think, a massive inflow of institutional investors as everybody starts to pile in at lower levels, a cheaper Bitcoin and cheaper crypto. Because right now, obviously, there's some interest and some companies are moving forward with investments. But I think the biggest investments will occur during the bear market when prices obviously are a lot more manageable, a lot lower. Michael Vanderpoop says Bitcoin on cups of breakout. According to him, right now is the ideal zone to buy between $107,000 and $108,000. Why the heck not? Bitcoin is trading 109 at this time of writing. Anytime is a good time to buy Bitcoin, according to Michael Saylor. Why the heck not right now? We've been waiting for that breakout for a very long time, and right now Bitcoin is not doing a lot, but it is still in an uptrend. Like I said before, we still have a green candle. Coinbase CEO says it could end up that Bitcoin is the new reserve currency of the world. Man, he looks like a bowling ball. Bitcoin price fractal points to bull trap that could send Bitcoin to below 100k. So there is also some negative news, but we don't care. We don't care about this FUD. We need some positive news. Is Bitcoin falling into a bull trap? Bitcoin's recent rally to 110 from 100 represents a similar setup from January 2025 when Bitcoin prices rebounded to 102 from 91. The current observation reveals a compelling fractal pattern with potentially bearish implications. A fractal pattern is a repeating trend that could lead to similar price action due to identical market conditions. As illustrated in the chart, the pattern can be summarized in 3 signals. The one thing I love about all of this, like all these articles that I go through, and you know, they always vary. Essentially, the point being is that nobody knows anything. Watch the market, feel the sentiment, read the news, check out what's going on. Don't listen to YouTubers telling you to buy now or sell now. Just understand that for the most part, the sentiment is that Bitcoin is still not done, and we are still only in June. We should be going all the way to August, maybe September, October. People are talking about a prolonged bull market, but I think June, July, August, if we don't make the all-time highs until August, then I think we'll be in hot water. I don't think this bull market is going to go until the end of this year, until November. In the next 2 months, we should see massive gains. And if we don't, then I think it's going to get very hairy. So Bitcoin to 120 is going to be my exit plan for that, and I hope that it's going to go there. There's a lot of information out there, a lot of articles saying, talking about, you know, much higher levels for Bitcoin, but I have my doubts, and I certainly am not going to wait for 500,000 Bitcoin this time around, because chances are that's not going to happen. Here's the exact date altcoin season could start according to history. And I'll save you the entire article. We'll go straight to the supposed date. According to him, we're looking at June 15, 2025. So we've got literally like 2 days left. So June 15, 2017, boom, 7,000%. June 15, 2021, boom, 12,000%. June 15, 2025, boom, 25,000%. This is what we're seeing. So we've got 2 days. Strap on your seatbelt. Let's go. It's going. This show is going to start on this Saturday. And public traded Solana treasury company wants to stack another $5 billion worth in Solana. So there you go. Companies are piling in on crypto. We've got the three suspects. So there are three usual suspects: Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, and XRP is kind of somewhere in the background. It's on the fringes. It's for the degenerates that are still believing that XRP somehow is God's sent. It's not. It's a CBDC inflecting entity that you should steer away from. But I mean, money is to be made in all shapes and sizes, so do your thing. MicroStrategy director quietly dumps all his MicroStrategy shares, and he probably went in and bought some Bitcoin. This month, MicroStrategy director Carl Rickardson sold all of his shares for a little over 10 million. Rickardson hasn't made any purchases of MicroStrategy this year. That met Securities and Exchange Commission reporting requirements, and he has traded in only one decidedly bearish direction. He has, however, bought MSTR stock in previous years. Indeed, in 2022, he invested $700,000 in a company. So this guy just made a profit, bought it for less than $1 million, sold it for 10. Ka-ching! And that's going to be the story of MicroStrategy. BlackRock aspires over 35 billion revenue by 2020 from private markets and tech. Of course they are. Of course they are. And in addition, they'll be making billions on the back of the Bitcoin ETFs, and I guess quite possibly Ethereum ETFs, because that's what they're striving for as well. They filed for an Ethereum ETF with the SEC, and that is still in the works. So once that is approved, I'm sure that BlackRock is going to begin promoting that left and right. And just to close up today's video, we're all still early, but not early enough for the free Bitcoin faucet. Back in 2010, a man by the name of Gavin Anderson created a Bitcoin faucet, and he announced that for his first Bitcoin coding project, he decided to do something stupid. Created a website that gives away Bitcoin. So he was giving away Bitcoin in 2005. Anyone who entered a Bitcoin address, solved the CAPTCHA, would soon receive 5 Bitcoin worth about 5 cents a piece at the time. Today, 5 Bitcoin would trade for more than $500,000. Kablamo. Remember the good old days. Gavin filled the faucet with 1,100 Bitcoin of his own Bitcoin to start, or about $55 in US dollar terms, and said he would add more once he was sure the system worked, and as intended, those same coins would fetch nearly 118 million at current prices. Who knew? Nobody knew Bitcoin would be where it is today. And 10 years from today, we're going to look back at today, at this article and at this podcast, and add these prices on Bitcoin and say, who knew Bitcoin was going to go to where it is today? Who knows where Bitcoin is going to be 10 years from now? Maybe in the moon, maybe in the gutter. Whatever the case, remember, nobody knows where things are going. All charts are wrong. Some are useful, as Plan B says, or all theories are wrong. Some are useful. Whatever he uses. Make sure to smash the likes on this video, subscribe to the channel, pick up a Descent wallet. They're having a special right now. You can pick up a bunch of NFTs and a bunch of free crypto on the wallet. Store your crypto on the Descent, the only biometric wallet that is safe, secure, and your best friend. So get that, get your crypto stored on the Descent wallet. Pick up a discount with the ref code from the CryptoFather channel below the video. If you have any questions, then check out the video. I'm going to link it in the video right here. I'm going to link the video to the Descent wallet so you can see the walkthrough and all that stuff, find out about the wallet in more detail, and then make up your mind on whether you want to purchase it or not. I suggest that you do. Get the discount, get the wallets, stay safe. Peace.